you talk about a captain and somebody that does everything for your team. You know, he's a perfect captain.
He's a very smart man, reader of the people around him.
He knows when it's time to step up and say something.
He knows when, you know, when things are going good, that sometimes he has to push through even more to show them that we can't quit.
One letter has never meant so much as the letter C does in hockey. To have one stitched onto your sweater is an honor and a privilege. The captaincy is either voted on by teammates or appointed by a coach, and not always to a superstar as in other sports. In hockey, it is worn often by the hardest working and most respected player on the team. In Anaheim, that is Ryan Getzlaf.
Pelly keep it alive. High slot, Bottman misfires. Great pass over, and Getzlaf rips it home.
He always wants the puck and is always open to get the puck, and always when he has it, he's doing something good with it.
Interfered with him enough. Now he does come up with it, goes to the backhand, and he scores!
Oh boy!
He pots it up in the far corner with 23.6 seconds left.
The hands of Getzlaf.
I think he's got it down pat. I mean, he knows when it's time to step up and say something, and when it's time to kind of rally the troops. He also knows when the team needs a lift or something, needs a spark, and a lot of us look up to him to do that.
When he shows up on the ice and he's out there and he competes and he works, he plays both ends of the ice, and you know, when we need him, he controls the puck, and when we need a goal or a big time play, he shows up for it. And
it's huge to look over at your captain and your leader and have him have that calm face and just knowing what to do to get the job done. And I think it translates through our team, and everyone's so confident going into the third period, whether we're down a goal or two, and I think that comes straight from him.
Now Howard gives the puck up, Perry loses it, it's in the slot, and Getzlaf scores!
Ryan first wore the C in 2010. The following season, the team and Ryan struggled out of the gate, so the Ducks brought in new head coach Bruce Boudreau in mid-season.
The first year was such a whirlwind. I didn't know it was only his second year being captain. I didn't know his family situation at all. But once I got to know Ryan, then I would ask these questions and find out. And I think helping me understand him made him have an awful lot better year the next year.
I went through 1 year where it was really tough. When I had my first son, Ryder was born. That was a big adjustment for me. I had to make a lot of phone calls that year to try and figure out how to be a dad and be a leader in the locker room and a player in general. I remember calling Scotty a couple nights. I talked to Brad May. That's a learning curve for anybody.
You talk about a captain and somebody that does everything for your team. You know, he's a perfect captain, and you know, he can stand up. He can say something in the room. He can talk to you. He can pull you aside. You know, he can do all those things, and to watch it and watch it unfold the way it did, you know, it's pretty special.
The captain addresses the team in the locker room when necessary, always picks up for his teammates when on the ice, but most importantly, establishes his leadership and character through his actions.
Each guy has to find their own way, for sure. It's not one size fits all, and I think he's really grown into it. And you know, he's been around now for 10+ years, and I've seen a lot of hockey. You know, had some success, whether it's a Stanley Cup or Olympics, and I think has a pretty good idea what it takes to win.
Scotty had an incredible ability to be able to go out and play his game, and people would follow him without even knowing him or talking to him or anything. And Prongs was kind of the polar opposite. I mean, Prongs played the way he did, but if you weren't playing well, he was holding you accountable, and he wasn't afraid to get in someone's face in the locker room or do those things. And I think I kind of have a combination of those styles.
Coach is going to have to count on somebody to be that kind of go-between between the players, finding out what's the atmosphere like, the attitude in the locker room, guys happy, do they need a day off, things like that. And there has to be a so-called spokesman there to represent the player's side, because Bruce Boudreau and Ryan Getzlaf have respect for each other, they like each other, and they trust each other.
When the team needs a spark in practice, when they look like they're going through the doldrums, Ryan is the one that works extra hard, and then the young players go, whoa, geez, if Getzlaf can work that hard, then I'm going to work that hard.
Most of all, being a captain involves being you, and that's the biggest message you get from anybody who's been there, who's been a leader, is that you can't change who you are. Once you have the letter, it doesn't make you any above anybody in the room. It doesn't make you, it just makes you accountable.